Hey there, good morning everybody. Good morning. So I'm going to try to get this camera situated. I was hoping to be able to get a superhero picture in behind me without having to take it off the wall, since my kids decided to sleep in bed with me last night. And I have been moving this camera all over the room, trying to find the right place where I could have a place to set my coffee cup, sit, and still have a superhero behind me. And there is a superhero on every single wall, so you would think that this would be easier than this. And I don't know, I might end up switching backgrounds because I have Batman over there and I love Batman, so I may just switch and put Batman behind me. Yeah, I might. Anyway, good morning. I had a minor flop up too. You guys probably saw me come on live and then go away again really quick. That was because the camera holder decided to throw the camera on the floor this morning. So while I was trying to move everything, so we've had little minor technical difficulties this morning. So, but yeah, good morning to everybody. So, I was sitting downstairs and at my desk in front of my computer, and I was trying to think of, like, what am I going to talk about this morning, and why the hell was I doing these at 6 o'clock in the morning? Maybe 7 o'clock's a better time. I was having all this different stuff. And my little one, good morning, my little one was hacking up a lung. It sounded like just coughing. He's so congested in his chest and everything. It's not good. He's got whatever the heck I've had going on all week. But I started thinking about trauma, actually. That's what you think about. I was thinking about all the stress and the chaos of sickness, and then I was thinking about trauma, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to share a traumatic story. That's what I should do on a Friday morning before going into a weekend and me going off on a nice trip next week. I'll share a traumatic story with everybody so that everybody can understand that, every single person on this planet has some sort of trauma. No, nobody needs to hear about your trauma, Kendal. That's not what they need this morning. But it brought up a good point in my mind as I was thinking about that I'm not going to do, so nobody freak out. This is not the blessing of trauma half hour, but as I was thinking about the blessings that trauma do bring us to, because I've always said, I haven't always said, that's not true. I haven't always said, but in recent years, the last 10 or so, and in spots of my life from, the 10, 15 prior to that, I did understand that in the wound is where we find our blessing. It's where we find our strength. Our wounds really do show who we are. And, it's the rubbing up against them, the little reminders consistently that, obviously fresh when we first get a wound. It's like if you break your toe, everybody's going to come and bump into your toe, right? You're going to drop stuff on your toe. You're going to bump it into the door. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. And it's like all of a sudden, everything's going to happen to your toe. When you could go years without ever even stubbing your toe, right? But then you break your toe, and all of a sudden it's like your dogs are going to step on it constantly. Your kids are going to step on it constantly. Strangers will. It does not matter. Stuff is going to happen to that toe. When you look at it like that it's basically just this consistent reminder of that pain. So why are we getting reminded about the pain that we're going through? What is the purpose of consistently getting reminded about the pain that we're going through? Well, it's really there so that we can witness it and choose differently about it every single time. Why are we getting stuck in our pain? Are we moving through our pain? Are we rescuing ourselves from the pain? Hence the title of Be the Superhero of your drama, right? Well, drama a lot of the time is caused by some sort of how we experience it, traumatic situation. So your trauma is different than my trauma. How you experience trauma is differently than how I experience trauma. And what I mean by that is that somebody could say some really harsh words to one of us, and one of us would just not be fazed. We just would not be fazed. It would not be a traumatic situation. And for the other person, those harsh words could potentially rub up against an old wound and flare it open, and all of a sudden this person is having a traumatic experience. And it may come across as though whoever's having the traumatic experience is just causing a lot of drama in life, okay? So they're acting irrational, they're getting crazy. It seems like it's coming out of no place, right? And what it is that we have this trauma seeds, you could say, stored down deep in our body, and they need to be processed and loved and moved through and almost embraced with love, because it's the love that will totally heal it. What we do with our experiences, whether they, no matter what kind of trauma they are. And when I say trauma, a lot of people normally, because I use the word a lot, dealing with what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. I do use the word a lot. And when I say trauma, I'm not just talking about, sexual trauma or, physical abuse or, abandonment, parents abandoning or having, a drug addicted partner or parent, or just experiencing, it can be experiencing death. It can be experiencing job loss. It can be experiencing the loss of love, no matter how that is, no matter how long the relationship was. How we experience trauma, each of us, is unique to us. So there's no casting judgment on what trauma is to somebody. We have no right to say, oh, that's not traumatic. You just need to get over that. No, it doesn't work like that, because every single person experiences trauma differently. And trauma does create drama in our life. So, now we got that out of the way. Trauma creates drama. Drama appears as chaos, as irrational acting, thinking, believing, that kind of stuff. Okay? So how do you be the superhero for yourself in a situation of chaos, in a situation of drama? And last night I was out for a glass of wine, and the conversation got pretty heated. And we're sitting there and we're discussing stuff. And the conversation went to emotion. And my take on it, and from what I have learned and experienced so far in this lifetime, is that emotion plays a significant role in, good morning, Michael, and Gabriella. Emotion plays a significant role in how we process things, how quickly we can move through things, what gets stored or not, and how we manifest our future, how we create the future that we are wanting to have. And what I see repeatedly is people do get stuck in negative emotion, and we try to avoid, because we fear the negative emotion. So we just block it out and we pretend like it's not there. We pretend like we've gotten through it. We pretend that everything's okay. We do a hell of a lot of pretending. And what it is we're shoving that negative emotion underneath the rug, you could say. But the more we shove through the years, the negative stuff, the negative emotion underneath the rug, we end up with a great big pile of shit at our doorstep. And now we can't even see the light of the beautiful day outside for the pile of shit that's sitting in front of our door. But we continue to just take this negative emotion and act as if it's not there. After doing that for a certain period of time, we also dampen the positive emotion that we have on a daily basis given to us. So the conversation last night, I believe also, before I share this, I believe also that 98 to 99% of emotion is triggered by a thought. And the reason why I say 98 to 99% of emotion being triggered by a thought is because as a woman, I know that I think that sometimes our hormones create thoughts that create emotion. And when we have a hormonal imbalance, that can create a thought imbalance, and the thought imbalance is going to make us irrational and emotionally unbalanced. Tell that to a man, men don't get it. Men are more just the logical minded, right? So it's thought to emotion, or thought to thought, and I'm going to just block the emotion. But they're still experiencing the emotion. They're just not being consciously aware of it. So here's the thing. Whether you are the very logical minded person or you are more of the emotional based person, either way, 99% of the emotions that we have come from thoughts. And this is the 99% that I'm talking about, okay? The 1% that I, as a woman, believe gets activated through hormone imbalance, we're not going to worry about that, okay? That's neither here nor there. Another day's worth of topic and probably a whole bunch of science that needs to be done. So, but the thoughts, they do cause the emotion. But if we ignore the emotion, then we never know truly what the subconscious thoughts are that we're thinking. And it was very interesting in this conversation last night we're both saying the same thing, that thought creates emotion, but I was focused on the emotional aspect and the power of the emotion, and that our emotions are a guidance system to let us know exactly where we're at. And I don't think I was doing a very good job of expressing what I was trying to get through, of getting it through at all, but that's neither here nor there. The lesson that I got from it, that I'm sharing this morning with everybody, the thought on it is truly that as I laid in bed and I fell asleep saying my gratitudes, here's the thing, when I say that I do a prayer of gratitude every night and every morning, I am consciously thinking thoughts of gratitude, which some days have me feeling very grateful, and other days I just don't feel the gratitude. They're just thoughts. They're just thoughts, and they really hold no water. They hold no water because they have no emotional backing. And that's what I really came to terms with last night, is that a lot of the times we start thinking these things and we try to make these changes, and we go in and we do the thinking process. So we're journaling out. And there's the other thing, when we're journaling, we're consciously writing down or creating thought. It is a creative thought process. So we journal and we journal and we journal and we journal. Are you connecting the emotion to the thought? Because if you're just journaling it out, then you're not attaching. You're not really having any connection to it. And this was where the conversation went south last night, was one of us believed, not me, that you don't have to attach emotion to anything, and that you can still create just from that place of thought. And the other one, me, believes that you have to have the emotion connected to the thought to actually create the experience. So one is complete detachment thinking, and the other is detachment to create the conscious emotional attachment needed. So that's the two trains of thoughts. So number one, I'd like to say, what have you been doing? Which one do you lean towards? Feel free to share, since people are not really speaking up that much this morning. Feel free to share which one you believe it is, or which way, which side of the fence you're on. Do you believe that you need to have emotion attached to the thought to manifest the life that you want? Or do you believe that you can just think and it will happen, and that you can be completely detached from the outcome, emotionally speaking, and it will come? So much like everything in our world, thank you, Addison, everything contradicts itself. Every fucking thing contradicts itself. The way our, it's like, and it really is how we view it and how we emotionalize it that is the contradiction. And I realized that a lot last night. I was like, we're saying the exact same thing, except we're saying it a little bit different. And emotion is a very big part of even that communication that I was having last night. So the end story of this is that if you want to take your drama and you want to be the superhero in your drama, and you want to save yourself, you want to turn your drama into a romance, turn your drama into one of those tear-jerk awesome stories that you just want to watch once or twice a year because it grabs your heartstrings so much because of the power of the human spirit. You want it to be that story that just gives you hope, makes you excited about the possibilities. Then the way to it is to, number one, realize that you're always thinking thoughts. Realize that the primitive mind is always throwing things out there, and that the thoughts that you think are not yours. The thoughts you think are not yours. To the point that even if you think you're thinking a thought, it's still not yours. You're receiving it from somewhere. You're receiving it from, we're going to call it the matrix, okay? You're receiving it from out here. And it's coming in, and we are just translating it, digesting it, receiving it, okay? Making use of it. And then all of a sudden we have this thought, which isn't ours, which has been given to us. And even if we're going, I'm going to think positive thoughts, I'm going to think positive thoughts. What are we doing? We're sending out that intent to think a positive thought. So all of a sudden this positive thought comes in, it's given to us, and we write it down in our journal. Okay? We write it down in our journal. We go, I am powerful. I am strong. I am, I am healing. I am healed. I am this, I am that. I am abundant, right? I am lovable. I am this, I'm that. All these things. So this is us trying to take control of our emotional state, of our drama, being our superhero. We start with that conscious desire to create positive thoughts. We open up to the positive thoughts, to basically, we're in God, universe, handing out the positive thoughts. We receive positive thought, we make connection to it, and we write it down. Now in this moment, we either make the decision to attach to that positive thought, or to just let positive thought be positive thought and just keep writing and not make any attachment and just sit there and not attach. Or we sit there and we start to attach to it and allow ourselves to feel those positive thoughts. So in the feeling of the positive thoughts, because that's the side of the fence that I'm on, as Addison said, and team emotion. So yes, on team emotion side and embracing the emotion. Well, here's the thing. As you're writing down those positive thoughts, you're going to notice that some of them, they don't feel good. They just don't feel good. So if a positive thought doesn't feel good, what is the positive thought saying to you? The positive thought saying to you is that you're not in alignment to it. It's not for you right now. It's too high of a thought and you're not there yet. You're not there yet. So you have to turn around and to be your hero, you have to realize sometimes, you have to realize that you're not always in alignment to those positive thoughts. So what you do is you shrink your positive thought. You bring it down to something that's more believable. You bring it down to something that does feel good, okay? So if you don't believe, and I'm going to pick on lovable because I think that every single person on the planet has a lovability issue. So I am lovable. Now I feel that I'm pretty lovable. I actually do feel that. But here's a little secret. I also feel like I'm not worthy of love. I have lots of backing in my life to prove to me that I'm not worthy of love. And I can show it consistently, right down to looking at my children and everything. I can say, oh, they are only with me because, number one, they're my kids and they're not, grown up and this and that. And I provide this and I provide that and they need mommy, right? So, but if I was gone all of a sudden, the universe would take care of them and they would probably forget about me. And that would be that. So there's that, there's that thought there. Now I make the choice in this moment as I'm writing down, I am lovable. So maybe on a good day, I feel very lovable. And I'm like, yes, I am lovable. And I can, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm like, I can feel the sun and I can feel the beauty of the connections that I have. And I can feel my heart. And I can go to beautiful places in my memory bank, and I can show myself that I am lovable and that I'm worthy of love, and I'm this and I'm that. So I'm looking for that supportive evidence. And then on a bad day, I look at it and I go, yeah, that's a nice statement. I'm not really lovable. Here's why I'm not lovable. Then I'm going to justify all the reasons why I'm not lovable. Because I did this, because I did that, because, I didn't do this, because I had all these thoughts, because I've been very distant, because I haven't stood up and shown people how much I do love them. I haven't done enough. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I always ask for too much. Blah, 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 blah. If I was lovable, so-and-so would do this. If I was lovable, this would have happened. If I was lovable, that wouldn't have happened. All that kind of stuff. Okay? I think that everybody experiences that. And that's my point. So I'm picking on it. It's something that I think we all experience. To be the superhero for the unlovable person that we all believe we are, first of all, you have to realize is that you don't have to be worthy of love. You don't have to be worthy of love. So as you're receiving these thoughts of love, and you're not believing them, or they're just not lining up to you, the biggest step here is to go, I don't really have to prove that I'm lovable. But what I do have to do is I have to just have this feeling of something that feels good. So if I don't believe that I'm lovable in this moment, that's okay. That's totally okay. You can do that. I can do that. I do it a lot. But what you do is you go, what makes me feel good? What makes me feel good? Well, you know what makes me feel good? A good cup of coffee. A good cup of coffee makes me feel good in this moment. A good night's sleep makes me feel good in this moment. A nice hot shower with the water coming down on me makes me feel good. You know, just that relaxing of the muscles, the freshening up. Sunshine on my face makes me feel good. Start wherever you're at. That's the point. What makes you feel good? Now, as you're sitting there or as you're standing in the shower and you're taking this nice hot shower, go to something else that makes you feel good. What makes me feel good? Okay, what makes me feel good? Oh, you know, I really would like to go and experience this weekend. Maybe I'll go get tickets for that. Go get tickets for that. Put yourself in feel-good situations. And here's the thing. Feel good means that you're physically feeling good in the situation, which means that you are supported by positive emotion. If you are feeling out of alignment to something, then if you push yourself to do it, you're just checking it off your list. Superheroes are not going to just check it off their list. They're very proactive and at the same time know when to be reactive. So the reactivity here is that you've had enough pause time, enough proactivity time to really examine the situation, to know the play that needs to be made. When you know the play that needs to be made and you consistently make the play from this perspective of the witness, you then can move in with positive emotion to support it. So much like Spider-Man with his webs. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. He can do all this stuff, but the webs are the webs of his emotion. They're the ones that catch him. They're the ones that guide him. They're the ones that take him to the places that he needs to be taken. Okay? So it's in the casting of your web as the superhero, okay? Spider-Man in this particular situation. I don't even know where Spider-Man's at in this room. It's actually over there. But it's that casting of that positive emotion and following that positive emotion and then allowing yourself to feel it. And it's not getting all, oh, wow. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about feeling it. Feel it, okay? If you're feeling nothing, you're going to get nothing. If you're feeling negative, you're going to get negative. No matter what another person on this planet says, the proof is honestly in the pudding. And when we feel negative, we draw more negative into our life. When we feel positive, we draw more positive into our life. And that is what you need to focus on. But that positive or that negative stems from the thought that comes before it. So to be your own superhero, number one, gain consciousness that you are receiving thought and that you don't own any of them. You make a choice to purchase them as they come in or not. So you make the choice to be the superhero, to receive the positive, or the villain who jumps in the stream of doubt and pain and bitterness and anger and allows themselves to get caught up in that shit and drift out there and become the drifter that does not experience positive stuff. Okay? So make that the conscious decision to sit, receive the positive input, the positive thought, start writing it down. Now, once you have that, pay attention to how it makes you feel. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? If you're not in alignment to it, you're not going to feel good about it. Plain and simple. Very, very simple. That's what feelings are. Feelings are there to help you really, truly know if you're in alignment to good shit happening. Okay? That's it. Are you in alignment to good shit happening? Your feelings are going to tell you that. And then you build on it. So if you say that you want to, buy a $100,000 car, yet you only make $25,000 a year, you can go, oh man, I really wish I could experience that car. It'd be so nice to drive it, and I can smell the interior, and I can do this and I can do that. But inside, there's going to be something that's just going to go, like, I don't even want a $100,000 car. So instantaneously, my heart goes, what the hell are you doing? Like, you don't even want that. Don't believe that you can have it. Don't have a desire for it. Don't want it. Okay? I have 2 awesome cars. I'm very happy with my cars. Like, I have no desire for something more. So my body is instantly, I can go, oh, it'd be cool to go and take that car out on the racetrack and spin it around and do this and do that and have this experience for the day. That's fine. You can get on board with that. And maybe that's what you need to do. So if you really truly think that you want the $100,000 car, go get yourself in that car and experience it for a moment. But then allow yourself, realize that if the negative ball of energy, the negative thoughts are bigger than the positive ball, that you're still connecting to the negative ball and you're not going to get that car. Okay? You're not going to get that car until you deal with the negative thoughts and emotions wrapped up in it. So the thoughts are going to cause that emotional connection there and that negative charge. So really, really pay attention to that. So becoming your superhero literally means become the witness, consciousness, acceptance that you don't have to prove shit to anybody. You just have to experience where you're at with each thought. The experience that I'm speaking of is how you feel about the thought. And if you don't feel good about the thought, if it brings up something negative in you, tension, stress, drama, trauma, chaos, doubt, fear, bitterness, anger, frustration, overwhelm, depression, okay? Any of that, choose again. Choose your thought again. Say, I'm going to choose again. And when you say, I'm going to choose again, shrink your thought. Don't come at it with this. Come at it with something smaller that you can actually buy into, that you can actually purchase and put some connection to. And if you're consistently trying to detach from everything, then you're not moving through anything. Okay, so you have to allow yourself to experience it and let it go. Experience it and let it go. Okay, so just keep that experience moving, but always be consciously aware of if it's making you feel good or making you feel bad. You want to feel good, okay? We are designed to feel good. When you want to know what the manifestation zone is like, what the creative zone is like, it's about feeling good all the time. And the more you feel good, the more good stuff will come to you. We are magnets. Magnets. You want to attract good stuff? Feel good. You want to attract bad stuff? Feel bad. If you don't want to attract bad stuff, and you are attracting bad stuff, check in. Check in with your GPS system, which is your emotions, which is the feelings in your body, the sensations in your body. Are you holding a lot? Is it hard for you to move? Are you inflexible? Is your heart heavy? Is your stomach in knots? Do you feel fatigued? Do you feel heavy? All of these are signs that you're not feeling good, that you're not in alignment to the things that you want to create. Because the things that we want to create are light and easy and in joy and in gratitude and in love. High vibration. High vibration. High vibration means light. Not necessarily light like the light, but lightness, a lighter frequency, not a dense frequency. If you feel dense, you're attracting negativity. If you feel light, you're attracting positive. That's simple, okay? So what are you feeling inside? Light or heavy? Okay? You're going to experience the heavy, okay? It's just part of life. You're going to experience the heavy. How you get through the heavy, how you rescue yourself, is to recognize that you're in the heavy and start by looking for things that's going to make you feel lighter. How can you change the thought consistently to get a different frequency, fine tune it. Just keep fine tuning it and have patience. Take the fucking timeline off, okay? Take the timeline off. And that's a really hard one for all of us, self-included. So I hope that this was helpful. I really do. I hope that was helpful. Just had a kid pop in. That means that it's probably time to take children to school. Pay attention to the thoughts. Pay attention to that vibration. And really look for yourself to, are you heavy or are you dense? Physically speaking, okay? Because your physical body is going to tell you a lot. And then your emotional body is going to tell you a lot. Use your GPS systems. Use the body wisdom. And then that's going to help you target into, just remember that you can be writing down those thoughts. You can be writing down all the positive thoughts that you possibly can. And if you're really not buying into them, if you're really not in alignment to them, then the undercurrent is going to be negative thinking. And you're just not aware of the negative thinking, which is causing the heaviness in your body, which is causing the negative flow. And if you're blocking, that's going to cause negativity. If you're a piece of cement, you're not able to receive anything, okay? Things are just going to pile on top of you. You're not going to receive anything. So really look to how you can open up, how you can have more positivity in your life. Start small. Start small. Small steps are big steps, okay? They move us in the right direction. So go be your own superhero. Become the witness. Pay attention to your body wisdom. And go have a fucking amazing Friday and an incredible weekend. Quick announcement on here though. I am going to be gone to Florida bright and early on Monday morning. My plane actually leaves at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So I don't know what time Conscious Coffee is going to happen on Monday. I'm going to be flying to Florida. Obviously it's not going to happen while I'm on the plane. So it may happen from an airport. Don't know what side though. It really depends on, I'm going to be getting up really, really early. So be prepared that you might see Conscious Coffee on Monday morning and you'll be like, what the heck time did she do it? Oh, it was 4 a.m. Yep, that might happen. Or it might be coming in at somebody else's 6 a.m., not Central Standard Time. So just realize that on Monday, it's going to be all over the place. Tuesday, it will probably be coming in on Florida time at 6 a.m. So depending on where you're at with Florida, you will know what time to kind of catch me. It says I will probably be from my bed in Florida doing Conscious Coffee. And I don't know if I'll have coffee or not. I may not have. I might just have a bottle of water. But I will be on Tuesday morning and on Valentine's Day in Florida doing Conscious Coffee, and you'll see some other lives probably coming in on Valentine's Day for sure, because I'll be running around exploring Boca Raton. So as always, if this was helpful, please find it in your hearts to share this or whatever your favorite Conscious Coffee was that I have so far done, and go have an amazing Friday and weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.